Right in these corona days, sitting back at home, doing online work, having more time to spend and reflect is something that corona has brought to us. I thought let's start some online workshops and get in touch with all of you around the world, and that will be a fabulous experience because we will share our thoughts. Your comments will be very, very helpful for me and really a treasure because I will be getting in touch with so many people and I will be getting so much to reflect on. For online workshops, the first topic that I thought I would start with is boosting self-confidence. The famous German writer Goethe said, "Whatever you can do or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, magic and power in it." Of course, very nice words, great words, said by a great philosopher, a great writer. What do these words tell us? They tell us about self-confidence, because a person who has confidence in him has the moral courage and the confidence to dream of doing something good, something big, and then has even more courage to start doing it. Can spread that magic and genius around him. So, the thing is, we should be able to channelize our energies in a positive manner. We should be able to think positively, to dream positively, to dream of big things as well, because we have a lot of capacity. We have been blessed with a lot of capacity inside us, and all of us, each one of us can do great things. It's only that we are able to see beyond the ordinary, dream of big things, then start doing those big things also. Take the first plunge, take the initiative, set aside the fear of the unknown and just go for it and see that the sky is not the limit actually. Here on the slide you can see an image where there is a train and engine that's taking a train along the track, and the engine says, "I train my brain." And that's a very important thought. The engine, is the brain of the train. We can look at it that way. And the engine says, "I train my brain." It's very important that each one of us knows that we have been bestowed with qualities that if we polish, if we can utilize in a better, positive, stronger manner, we can come up as very strong people. Even Albert Einstein used only 1% of his brain. Only 1%. So human beings have been bestowed upon with a lot of qualities, a lot of energies, a lot of mental energies. And with those mental energies, if they put them into good use, they can do wonders. We have seen people doing wonders. And even then we know that only 1% of his brain was used by Einstein, who did a lot of great things. So you have to choose to be big, to be great. You have to choose to start doing good, better things, to make yourself a better person, to spend yourself in a better, to spend your life in a better manner. And on the train here, in the image, you can see that on the lorries is written, and on the engine is written "I", and on the lorries is written "I want to feel good. I want to feel good." So when do you feel good? You feel good when you're confident enough. You feel good when you're able to do things your way. You feel good when you know that nothing can stop you, and you are good enough to proceed with things as they come to your mind. So feeling good is really important for every one of us, because that brings self-actualization, that brings happiness, that brings joy, and that makes all of us better people, and that gives us better lives. So we are actually discussing the game that goes on between being underconfident, self-confident, and overconfident. Just imagine there is a continuum, and on the continuum, at the left-hand side, you see underconfidence, in the middle, you see self-confidence, and the right-hand end, you see overconfidence. If it's a seesaw, just imagine that line, that continuum that you're imagining is a seesaw. The pressure of being overconfident will raise underconfident up, and it will get down by itself. In the middle will remain self-confidence. That's so important to stabilize the two, to create an equilibrium between the two ends of being underconfident and overconfident. Self-confidence is actually feeling unstoppable because you know you have the ability, you have the guts, and you have the courage to go on with whatever you're dreaming of or you're planning to do, and you can actually put that into execution. So that is really important. Underconfident. You're underconfident, and you will be fearing what is going to come to me in future. If I start doing something this way, what will happen next? And that will take your confidence to the lowest possible limits, and you will not be able to do whatever you want to. You will be feeling scared out of your wits, as it says. And if you're feeling scared, you're unable to do anything constructive at all. So self-confidence becomes very important. On the other hand, if you're overconfident, what will you do? You will be doing things the wrong way. And when you do things the wrong way, or you start doing things in a way that you start rushing upon them or rushing towards something, you start making mistakes. And when you start making mistakes, what happens? You put all things wrong. So being overconfident also hurts you a lot. That puts you in trouble. So the equilibrium is achieved only when you have self-confidence, not overconfidence. Or, of course, underconfidence. If I'm not for myself, who will be? And if you want to be for yourself, what do you need? You need to be confident about yourself. You need to believe in yourself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will. It's a mad world. It's a ruthless world. Nobody will believe you if you don't believe in yourself. It's important that you believe in yourself. You become confident about yourself. And then you start doing better, good things. We are talking about boosting self-confidence. And we are talking about why self-confidence is important. Why am I saying all these things? I'm saying all these things to warm up your minds, to give you some food for thought on the topic, to channelize your energies, mental energies, in a way that you start thinking about what we are talking about. And I hope that you're going to comment also. I would like to see in your comments what you say. Your feedback would be very, very important, very valuable for me. So after this discussion, this basic discussion, we will move forward to an activity as well. and I would like you to do something that will warm up your minds and that will give you more food for thought on the topic, and that will of course involve you in it along with me, and we will be enjoying the experience even more. So here comes an activity for you, for me, for all of us. The image here says, I am not good enough. Oh my God, oh God. If I feel I'm not good enough, how am I going to become self-confident? That means I don't have any confidence level at all. Now this happens in all of our lives, one time or the other. It might have happened in our childhoods, in our school days, in our college days. Whenever we thought we are developing, we need something further, or whenever we thought that we have been bogged down by life. And that also happens with all of us, because all times are not good ever. So there is an activity for you people. You have to recall and write down individually about a time when you felt extremely underconfident. That was in your school days, your college days, your professional life, whenever you felt bogged down by life, or even your personal life, or it was at home, or with friends, or with somebody. It can be with you yourself. So you have to just jot down when you felt extremely underconfident. And when you start writing upon it, and when you finish, read it, believe me, you will feel really different about it now, because that time has gone by. How did you react to it? How did you come out of it? What happened after that time, that blue time for you, when you felt really, really underconfident, when you felt, I can never do good, I'm not good enough. Happened? Did life stop for you? No, you went on. Life went on. Things have gone by. Have you become a stronger person or a weaker person? Or has life just dragged you? Or have you towed it? So all these things we need to evaluate about ourselves, and this activity will give you that margin to rethink about whatever has gone past, about that time when you felt really bad, and about how you took things, because life is how we make it for ourselves. How we, there is a saying, if life hands you lemons, make lemonade. So how many of us were able to make lemonade out of those lemons? How many of us were able to become stronger people? That is very important. That actually comes from the inner confidence that we have in ourselves, and that can be done with those of us also who don't have that confidence right now, but actually they have been bestowed upon with that mental energy, with that inner energy that they can utilize. They just need to awaken that. Let's help all of us, let's help them awaken it. So you can turn off your audios or videos now, and you can start writing. And after you have written it, please reread it, please rethink about how life has gone on after that. And you can share it, your experiences in the comments as well. If you don't want to share it, you're most welcome. That is just an introspective activity that we will start with, and we will see where we stand now at this point in life with regard to self-confidence. So I believe all of you must have written down something about when you felt underconfident, and you must have also thought about what happened after that, how life went on, how things moved on. But I must say something very important to you right now. Love yourselves. Buddha, the magnificent, great Buddha, the very, very great reflector upon life. He said, you yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. Yes, it's very important that we give out love and affection to others, but what about ourselves? We must love ourselves. We must know how good we are. We must know the goodness inside us. We must know the real nice human beings that all of us are. If we know it, we will feel good about ourselves. And feeling good about yourself is something that gives the starting point to your real, actual life. Not survival, I'm saying life. Everybody survives. We have to live our lives. And when you have to live your lives, you have to feel good about yourself. There is where you start actually spending your life your way. And you become a very healthy person emotionally. Your personal wellness begins there. Your personal wellness begins when you start feeling good about yourself. Your life begins when you achieve that personal wellness. And that total wellness when you achieve it. What is that total wellness? It is your emotional wellness, plus your environmental wellness, plus your financial wellness, plus your mental wellness, plus your physical wellness, plus your spiritual wellness, plus your intellectual wellness, plus your social wellness, plus your occupational wellness. All these things, so many things summed up on this slide tell you how you become a really emotionally healthy person, a really intellectually healthy person. How do you foster your good relationships with others? When you are emotionally, you achieve emotional wellness. The environment that's around you, that people that you interact with, nature that you interact with, they all have to be kind towards you. They all have to be good. They all have to be well. They all have to have that level of wellness so that you really feel good about yourself, so that you really feel good about living in those circumstances and environment. Then your financial wellness and your occupational wellness, they are also very important because they give you self-actualization. When you are financially able to afford your life in a proper way, and by a proper way, when I'm saying a proper way, I don't mean that I would sit in a limousine and go around Europe. No. That I just mean that I can afford a conveyance probably, or if I'm satisfied with it, I can just afford to use a tram. So your satisfaction level is actually very important. You just have to be satisfied with your life. You have to be contented with it. And that will create an equilibrium between your occupational and financial wellness. That will lead to your mental wellness and your physical wellness. If you're psychologically strong and well, you will be physically strong as well. And that will lead to your intellectual and social wellness, and eventually to your spiritual wellness. So, personal wellness is where feeling good about life begins, and because if you are actually feeling good about all these things that we just discussed, you are a happy person, or you are on the road to happiness. So your activity, your brainstorming about the topic starts here, and I would like you to like and share this video if you really liked it, and I would like you to subscribe also, so that the next part of this boosting self-confidence workshop comes in, you're the first one to receive it. And this was the first part. Soon I will be uploading the second part for you people, so please do subscribe as well. Thank you. Hello everyone, welcome to the second part of the online workshop on boosting self-confidence. This is going to be the second part. We discussed in the first part how self-confidence is very important, how in the continuum we find self-confidence, underconfidence and overconfidence, and how equilibrium and balance in life can only be achieved with self-confidence. So that's why it's very important to boost this thing inside you, to train your brain, to feel happy after you have achieved your goals, or at least you have started on the road towards the achievement of your goals. When you feel that you can accomplish something that you want to, and you start doing it, you start feeling good. So the wellness in your life starts from there, whether it be occupational or emotional or environmental or anything associated with your life. So this is boosting your self-confidence is very important. How can we boost our self-confidence? What things lead to being self-confident? Let's discuss today. The image on the slide shows you where does the road to confidence lead you. What are the milestones on the road? What you should be doing with your life to become self-confident. So there are various things mentioned here. One is self-praise. As we discussed yesterday too, you should self-praise yourself. You should give some affection and love to yourself as well. You should believe in yourself. And you should know that what you are doing is good. Even if you're not getting praise from around you, from people around you, it does not mean that you're going to be low, to feel down. No, because it's very difficult to get praise out of others. So at times you find that people are not praising your efforts, or maybe they are not able to see things from your perspective. Analyze the things that you are doing in the way that you can see them, that you can picture them. So self-praise is very important. You should know at times that what you are doing is good enough and is going to take you towards your destination. That's why you like what you're doing and you like yourself for doing it. So self-praise is the first thing that should be there for you to become self-confident. And that self-confidence, that self-praise emanates from positive thoughts. If you become negative about what you are doing, if you think that what other people are pointing at or they're trying to offer their critique on is all good and they are thinking right and you're not, you become negative about what you're doing, and that drowns your self-confidence. That's why it's very important that you keep your thoughts positive. You have analyzed the situation before starting on with what you are doing, and you can go on with it in a very positive manner, in a very thoughtful manner, and also believing that what you are doing is right, and that everybody around the world cannot understand it from the perspective that you are looking at it with. So it's very important. Your thoughts should be positive. You should have self-praise, and you should have well-defined goals. Because imagine you have a plan. Your circumstances are different than the circumstances of other people around you. They can never match. You don't have the same lives. You don't have the same circumstances. You don't have the same environment. You don't have the same financial conditions. You don't have the same family matters. Everything differs from the other person. You don't have the same mental capacities. Each one of us, is intelligent, but we have been bestowed upon with different kinds of intelligences. Some of us are more musically intelligent, because they are involved into music. They listen to a tune or to a song once and they don't forget it ever, and they can sing it well too. Some are mathematically intelligent. They're very good at maths, unlike me, and some are literary intelligent. They are very vocal, eloquent in their speech, in their communication. So there are different intelligences that different people have. There are many others also, of course, that I have not mentioned here. Because we are all different from each other, because we have been created that way by our Lord, we also have different style of moving along things, of doing things, of moving along with things. So because we have different ways of doing the same thing, it's not necessary that the other person sees our perspective the same way that we do. And it's not necessary that he understands the things totally in our manner, in our way. That's why when you have a well-defined goal and you have made a plan of how to do it, how to achieve your goal, how to go to your destination, and that means you have your own plan in your own way of doing it. So believe in it then. Keep your thoughts positive. Praise yourself for what you have planned and what you're going to do, and go along it. That gives you confidence. That also at times doesn't mean that you don't listen to others at all. Listening to others, keeping their suggestions open and welcome is also very important, because you can analyze those suggestions also and your plan also in the light of those suggestions. Sometimes you might try to change your plan a bit because you think that some suggestion is really very good. So don't be overconfident about yourself. Keep the suggestion box always open, and of course analyze things and then move along. One other thing that you must do is managing stress and anxiety, because at times when we are working on a certain project or we are working on a certain facet of our life, anxiety and stress may pass our way. Things always do not move as per our plans. So that's why we become anxious. We can become anxious and we can become stressful. So you have to manage that stress, that anxiety as well. The different ways of managing stress that we will also dilate upon in another online workshop soon. But to be short, managing stress and anxiety can be done in different manners by different people. Whatever, you can go out for a walk probably, or you can exercise, you can do yoga, you can eat your favorite food, and you can have a cup of coffee as well. That helps me a lot, strong coffee, and that helps you a lot to alleviate your stress. So whatever helps you, you can go in for it. You can go in to the kitchen and cook something for you. That's also at times elevates stress in different people. Or these are small things that you can do to manage your stress. And managing stress is important because while being in stress, you cannot think correctly, you cannot think positively, you cannot move along with things in a positive manner. So that's why it's very important that you manage your stress and as you're managing your stress, as you're dealing with people around you, as you're dealing with their criticism that seems very negative to you, but you must understand they don't understand things the way you understand them in a particular project probably, or whatever thing you have taken up. So you have to be assertive as well about your thoughts, about your perspective. You have to be assertive, you have to take a stand, because for good management, being assertive is very important. For if a person doesn't have the skill of being assertive, of being strong enough, of knowing that this is something that I'm doing my way and this is the right way and I must go on with it and it is going to benefit me, he has to be assertive, or she has to be assertive about it. She has to be, or he has to be emphatic about it, because if they are not emphatic and assertive, there will be many hurdles in their ways. People will cut their ways because they think that probably this person is going to harm himself or herself, going along with his or her plan, the way she or he is doing it. So they will try to hamper their progress in that manner. So you have to be assertive, you have to welcome suggestions, you have to manage your stress, you have to analyze things, and then you have to be assertive about your actions. And you have to believe that you deserve the best, nothing less than the best. Because if you don't believe that you deserve the best, you actually don't deserve the best. When you have self-belief, when you have, when you know that you will not settle down for anything less than the best, that for you the sky is not the limit, you cannot move on to be a great person or to grow in a great manner. That can be professionally, that can be personally, emotionally, that can be physically, that can be mentally, it can be in any manner. The wellness that we discussed in the first part of the presentation, the total wellness that emanates from you, from within you, is going to come from the belief that you deserve the best. And because you deserve the best, you have planned the best for you, and you are moving along with your plans that are going to bring you the best ever in life. So it's very important. Then another thing that is important, we are already talking about it, is self-acceptance. You accept how you are. No two persons are alike. No two persons are the very same. Two people will be different from each other. Now, it's not that because A has this quality, B is not good enough, because B doesn't have this quality. No, B will have another quality that A doesn't have. Accept yourself as you are and use the skills, use the capacities and capabilities that you have been blessed with. If I can speak well and B cannot speak well, probably B can write well and I cannot write well. So B will use the quality of writing and A will use the quality of speaking. Accept your capabilities, accept your drawbacks, accept yourself as you are, and use the capacities that you have to the utmost. Use your best skills and never quit, never give up. Giving up takes you back, and you should never let that happen with yourself. Never quit. Another very important thing is, when you start doing something, anything that you have chalked out for yourself, any plan, you start doing it and you find many hurdles and you don't find comfortable at times doing certain things. you have to step out of your comfort zone. You have to take things as they come your way and manage them accordingly. Life is not a bed of roses. Everything will not be very positive all the time. It cannot be. So you have to step out of your comfort zone and compromise with things and chalk out new ways of dealing with things in order to reach your destination and in order to be self-confident again. The image on the slide shows you where does the road to confidence lead you. What are the milestones on the road? What you should be doing with your life to become self-confident. So there are various things mentioned here. One is self-praise. As we discussed yesterday too, you should self-praise yourself. You should give some affection and love to yourself as well. You should believe in yourself. And you should know that what you are doing is good. Even if you're not getting praise from around you, from people around you, it does not mean that you're going to be low, to feel down. No, because it's very difficult to get praise out of others. So at times you find that people are not praising your efforts, or maybe they are not able to see things from your perspective. Analyze the things that you are doing in the way that you can see them, that you can picture them. So self-praise is very important. You should know at times that what you are doing is good enough and is going to take you towards your destination. That's why you like what you're doing and you like yourself for doing it. So self-praise is the first thing that should be there for you to become self-confident. And that self-confidence, that self-praise emanates from positive thoughts. If you become negative about what you are doing, if you think that what other people are pointing at or they're trying to offer their critique on is all good and they are thinking right and you're not, you become negative about what you're doing, and that drowns your self-confidence. That's why it's very important that you keep your thoughts positive. You have analyzed the situation before starting on with what you are doing, and you can go on with it in a very positive manner, in a very thoughtful manner, and also believing that what you are doing is right and that everybody around the world cannot understand it from the perspective that you are looking at it with. So it's very important. Your thoughts should be positive. You should have self-praise and you should have well-defined goals. Because once, imagine, you have a plan. Your circumstances are different than the circumstances of other people around you. They can never match. You don't have the same lives. You don't have the same circumstances. You don't have the same environment. You don't have the same financial conditions. You don't have the same family matters. Everything differs from the other person. You don't have the same mental capacities. Each one of us, is intelligent. But we have been bestowed upon with different kinds of intelligences. Some of us are more musically intelligent, because they are involved into music. They listen to a tune or to a song once and they don't forget it ever, and they can sing it well too. Some are mathematically intelligent. They're very good at maths, unlike me, and some are literary intelligent. They are very vocal, eloquent in their speech, in their communication. So there are different intelligences that different people have. There are many others also, of course, that I have not mentioned here. Because we are all different from each other, because we have been created that way by our Lord, we also have different style of moving along things, of doing things, of moving along with things. So because we have different ways of doing the same thing, it's not necessary that the other person sees our perspective the same way that we do. And it's not necessary that he understands the things totally in our manner, in our way. That's why when you have a well-defined goal and you have made a plan of how to do it, how to achieve your goal, how to go to your destination, and that means you have your own plan in your own way of doing it. So believe in it then. Keep your thoughts positive. Praise yourself for what you have planned and what you're going to do, and go along it. That gives you confidence. That also at times doesn't mean that you don't listen to others at all. Listening to others, keeping their suggestions open and welcome is also very important, because you can analyze those suggestions also and your plan also in the light of those suggestions. Sometimes you might try to change your plan a bit because you think that some suggestion is really very good. So don't be overconfident about yourself. Keep the suggestion box always open, and of course analyze things and then move along. One other thing that you must do is managing stress and anxiety, because at times when we are working on a certain project or we are working on a certain facet of our life, anxiety and stress may pass our way. Things always do not move as per our plans. So that's why we become anxious. We can become anxious and we can become stressful. So you have to manage that stress, that anxiety as well. The different ways of managing stress that we will also dilate upon in another online workshop soon. But to be short, managing stress and anxiety can be done in different manners by different people. Whatever, you can go out for a walk probably, or you can exercise, you can do yoga, you can eat your favorite food, and you can have a cup of coffee as well. That helps me a lot, strong coffee, and that helps you a lot to elevate your stress. So whatever helps you, you can go in for it. You can go in to the kitchen and cook something for you. That's also at times elevates stress in different people. Or these are small things that you can do to manage your stress. And managing stress is important because while being in stress, you cannot think correctly, you cannot think positively, you cannot move along with things in a positive manner. So that's why it's very important that you manage your stress. And as you're managing your stress, as you're dealing with people around you, as you're dealing with their criticism that seems very negative to you, but you must understand they don't understand things the way you understand them in a particular project probably, or whatever thing you have taken up. So you have to be assertive as well about your thoughts, about your perspective. You have to be assertive, you have to take a stand, because for good management, being assertive is very important. For if a person doesn't have the skill of being assertive, of being strong enough, of knowing that this is something that I'm doing my way and this is the right way and I must go on with it and it is going to benefit me, he has to be assertive, or she has to be assertive about it. She has to be, or he has to be emphatic about it, because if they are not emphatic and assertive, there will be many hurdles in their ways. People will cut their ways because they think that probably this person is going to harm himself or herself going along with his or her plan, the way she or he is doing it. So they will try to hamper their progress in that manner. So you have to be assertive, you have to welcome suggestions, you have to manage your stress, you have to analyze things, and then you have to be assertive about your actions. And you have to believe that you deserve the best, nothing less than the best. Because if you don't believe that you deserve the best, you actually don't deserve the best. When you have self-belief, when you know that you will not settle down for anything less than the best, that for you the sky is not the limit, you cannot move on to be a great person or to grow in a great manner. That can be professionally, that can be personally, emotionally, that can be physically, that can be mentally, it can be in any manner. The wellness that we discussed in the first part of the presentation, the total wellness that emanates from you, from within you, is going to come from the belief that you deserve the best. And because you deserve the best, you have planned the best for you, and you are moving along with your plans that are going to bring you the best ever in life. So it's very important. Then another thing that is important, we are already talking about it, is self-acceptance. You accept how you are. No two persons are alike. No two persons are the very same. Two people will be different from each other. Now, it's not that because A has this quality, B is not good enough, because B doesn't have this quality. No, B will have another quality that A doesn't have. Accept yourself as you are, and use the skills, use the capacities and capabilities that you have been blessed with. If I can speak well and B cannot speak well, probably B can write well and I cannot write well. So B will use the quality of writing and A will use the quality of speaking. Accept your capabilities, accept your drawbacks, accept yourself as you are, and use the capacities that you have to the utmost. Use your best skills and never quit, never give up. Giving up takes you back, and you should never let that happen with yourself. Never quit. Another very important thing is, when you start doing something, anything that you have chalked out for yourself, any plan, you start doing it and you find many hurdles and you don't find comfortable at times doing certain things. You have to step out of your comfort zone. You have to take things as they come your way and manage them accordingly. Life is not a bed of roses. Everything will not be very positive all the time. It cannot be. So you have to step out of your comfort zone and compromise with things and chalk out new ways of dealing with things in order to reach your destination and in order to be self-confident again. Now, another interesting thing that has come up here is everyone has an inner critic. That's very true. All of us, while we make a plan and move along the road of life, we have taken up a certain path for doing something that we have chosen for ourselves. We find that at times we feel scared of what the future is going to hold for us, because there's so many people around us, there's this environment around us, and sometimes the criticism goes so heavy and high that we feel bogged down by it, and we feel scared, and we become fearful about really, are we doing the right things? Am I doing the right things? Or maybe some other person is right about trying to stop me from going the way I am going. Sometimes we feel we don't have the capacity and the capability to do things the way we planned doing them, because we see so many hindrances in our way. So that inner critic, it wakes up and it says to us that probably other people are right, or probably you don't have the capability or capacity to go along the way you have planned it. So even with very, very confident people, this happens. So if it happens with any one of us, it doesn't mean that we feel underconfident in any way, or we feel bogged down by life in any way, or we feel that we cannot do it. I cannot manage it. This is unmanageable for me. No, you don't have to feel that way. That doesn't mean you're underconfident. It only means that the inner critic in you has been awakened in some way, and he is trying to reinforce some negative thoughts into you, and trying to probably alarm you about the situation, and again make you analyze whether you're doing right or wrong. And if you think again in a positive manner that no, what you're doing is right and you need to go along it, probably choose another channel, or probably refocus on how you're doing things. But that doesn't really mean you need to stop, and that doesn't really mean that you are underconfident. No, not at all. It is just your inner critic, and you have to deal with it. You have to analyze things once again, and you have to just go on. Be self-confident. No need to become underconfident because you have been bogged down by certain circumstances or people or things in life. So this was the second part of this Boosting Self-Confidence workshop. Please subscribe the channel to get the third part, to become the first one to get the third part. And please like and share the video as well. See you next time in the third part of the same presentation. Hello dear viewers, dear subscribers. You must have got the third part of the online workshop on boosting self-confidence. This is the third part of the same workshop that we have been going on with since the last two videos, training videos. We discussed in the first two parts how self-confidence is important, how achieving it is important for wellness and goodness in life, to achieve total wellness in life, and how we can do it. What are the techniques for attaining self-confidence? We will be discussing the theme further in this workshop presentation. Let's see how it goes. When we step into professional life, even before that, when we are going through our academic years, sometimes we experience, or we feel that we have experienced it this way, that people are difficult to face and deal with. We think that somehow we are unable to deal well with people, although we think we have very sharp, good personalities and we can easily manage people. Still we are unable to. Why does that happen? Is it really there is something lacking in us? Is it really that we don't have the required capacities, the required sharpness? Is it really so that we are underconfident, that we don't have the capability to deal effectively with people? Is it really so? Actually, this is not what it is. It is actually the fact that life is tough. Dealing with people is tough. It will happen that way. Anyway, it will happen that way. People sometimes will make you feel underconfident. But that does not mean that you start questioning your self-confidence and your self-esteem. That does not mean that you start thinking that I am underconfident, that I don't have the required capacities and capabilities. What will it result into? It will only result into the fact that you will lose your self-esteem. You have lost your self-esteem just because of the people around you, because of their reactions around you, because you're not able to face them well. The loss is all yours. When you're looking for self-esteem and self-confidence in other people, when you think their reactions will define whether you are confident enough, whether you are worthy to be respected, to be esteemed, what will happen? You will be rated at a very low grade, because it's very, very easy to point at others, to criticize others, to criticize anything, to point at anything. But to be able to do something in a good manner or properly is very difficult. So when people, they criticize you because it's easy. The easiest task is to criticize other people, or to criticize other things, or to criticize a work of art or a writing or anything created by somebody else. It's difficult to create yourself. It's easy to criticize somebody else's creation. So people will not give you self-esteem. People will not give you self-confidence. It will be very rare that you experience that. So if you face hurdles in facing people, if you find it difficult to manage people, it does not at all mean that you lower your self-esteem or self-confidence. Because if you do that, you lose your happiness. You lose the real meaning of life that you are living for. Dr. Nathaniel Brander said, "The tragedy is that so many people look for self-confidence and self-respect everywhere except within themselves, and so they fail in their search." Dr. Nathaniel Brander is a psychotherapist and writer best known today for his work in the psychology of self-esteem. So you see, the point that we were discussing, this quotation validates that point. It's important that you keep your self-esteem and self-respect up in your own eyes. Don't look at yourself through the eyes of other people. Now there is something very important that we need to discuss here, and that is your thought process, your mental health, your perception about yourself, your real perception about yourself, how you really look at yourself. That is translated in your mind as your thoughts, and those thoughts are communicated as your body language, as your aura, as your personality to other people. That is translated as your behavior, as your perception of life, as your words, as what is going on in your mind to the receivers. See, look at it in a very simple way. We all have seen small children. Even a small child has some thought process going on. And when he looks at you, if you're looking back at him with love, if you're smiling at him, he will smile back at you. He will look at you with love. He will be happy. Why? Because even a small child can read your thoughts. Maybe cannot understand the language you're speaking, but can read your thoughts through your body language, through your eyes, through your expressions. And that is something that helps him decode your thought process. So your thought process, the way you perceive yourself, what you think of yourself, how you stand in your own eyes, how your own mind finds you, is translated to others through your words, through your body language, through your expressions. And a large impact is created because of that. And because of that large impact, people deal with you in different manners. And in this world, corporate world, it is very important that impact is positive. Because if that impact is positive, people are going to deal with you in a positive manner. They will make you, your perception of yourself will make you successful, because that will affect how other people perceive you. You must be looking at this image of Garfield on your screens, and he is standing like a king. Look at his body language. He's not saying anything to us. Look at his expressions, his eyes, his posture. And we know that Garfield thinks the world for himself. He thinks the world of himself, and he thinks he owns the world and that he has a stature in this world. Now, just by looking at this picture, this is what I am thinking. I will request you people also to look at Garfield, only look at Garfield, and think about what his posture feels like. So you will find that all your thoughts will have connotations of grandeur and power, and you will feel that Garfield is emanating those thoughts at this point. So thoughts are very important, thought processes are very important, impressions are made because of those thought processes. Your expressions are made because of those thought processes. So we have learned throughout the workshop till now that self-confidence makes our life good, that it takes us to our destination, that it makes us progress along the path that is going to finally take us to our destination. Self-confidence is very important, and if we keep getting a healthy dose of self-confidence continuously, of course it's going to take us a long way in our personal and professional lives. It's going to leave a very positive impact on our personal lives, on our professional lives. So, feeling self-confident, remaining confident about yourself, taking the right decisions, perceiving things in the right manner, and going about them in the right way, being positive, and giving yourself the room to be self-confident, to be happy about yourself, to know that what you are doing, you can do, and you can do in a very good manner, is something that gives a lot of boost to your self-confidence, and then it makes you happy in the way that it is going to make you feel positive about your personal and professional life. So self-confidence really is very, very important. Self-confidence is something that will be liked by your higher ups as well, because they will know that you can make a decision, that you can move according to that decision, that if they trust in you, you will live up to that trust, that you can do things the way they are planned, that they can give you responsibility, that when you're made responsible for anything, you will really do it too. You will have the courage and the guts to go along. You are confident enough. So boosting your self-confidence will make your professional life better, will make your boss think about you in a good manner, and you will become a favorite with your bosses and with your colleagues as well. So being self-confident, boosting your self-confidence, learning the techniques to self-confidence, applying them on yourself, it is all very positive. Let me here digress a bit and talk to you about a technique that I learned about in my childhood. That was very important. That was psychological. My dad used to have a big library at home, of his own, of course. And in that library, I used to go and I used to, of course, pick up books and do stuff like all children do. Once I found a small book there, and kids are normally interested in small sized books. I really liked it. I picked it up and I saw that book was about psychology. And in that small book, handbook, I found a technique. And that technique was to train your brain. How to train your brain. What did it say? It said that when you lie down in bed at night to sleep, you stretch all your limbs one by one and then relax them one by one. And then do that for 3 to 4 times, and then tell your brain that if I do this, if I plan it this way, this is going to help me in this and this manner. And if I don't do it, I will be harmed in so and so manner. Repeat it to your mind. You can say it aloud, you can say it to yourself in your mind, and repeat it. Tell your brain again and again and again about it 10 times, 20 times. Then you can go to sleep. Keep doing it for at least 7 days and you will get the required results. Your brain will start working in the way you want it to work, and resultantly that will be translated into your actions. So that was a technique that I found really nice for me. Even at that time, academically, I used to train my mind to know that I should study because at that time, every student runs away from studying. So that happened with me too. Of course, I was a very good student, but then to be as good as I was, I needed to train my brain as well. So everybody of us needs to train their brain at certain stages of life. This is a very good technique. You can also use it if you need to. Anybody can use it. This is a very simple and nice technique, and it is really helpful. That's my personal experience. So that you can use it to boost your self-confidence as well, because you can tell your brains that if you're not confident enough, this harm might come to you, and this drawback might be seen in your work, in your professional life, in your personal life. So the technique will help you becoming self-confident, to boost your self-confidence. This is a very nice one that I just remembered. So I hope you will apply it and you will like the results. And I will see you now in the next part of this workshop, online workshop. If you really liked it, please like and share the presentation, and please subscribe the channel. Please do, and take care of yourselves. Hello everyone, so here we are with the fourth part of the online workshop on boosting self-confidence. This is the fourth part. In the first three parts we have already discussed why being self-confident is so important, why self-esteem is so important, why self-respect is so important, what good changes do these things bring to our life, how positive attitude towards ourselves makes others positive about us, and how we can go towards being more self-confident as a person. What are the milestones on the road to self-confidence? All these things we have been discussing till now in the first three parts of the workshop. Today we are going to discuss what actions should we take in order to become more self-confident, or in order to boost our self-confidence. So, what can be the actions that will lead us to the road of self-confidence, or that are important to boost our self-confidence? In fact, even if you're self-confident, that self-confidence can be boosted to a certain extent. The sky is not the limit. So in a positive way, when you're going along with it in a positive way, there is always a room for improvement. I'm not saying that you can become overconfident, because overconfident is not good. It's it holds a negative connotation. So when it becomes negative, it breeds negativity. We are talking about boosting our self-confidence to the extent that we don't become overconfident at the same time. To become self-confident, the first thing that we should do is think positively. Because positive thinking leaves a deep impact on our surroundings. First of all, on our aura, the aura of our personality, and on our attitude, and on the way people perceive our thoughts about ourselves, and then they react to them. This is something that we discussed in the last part of the workshop as well, and this is something that is very, very important, because if you have a positive attitude about yourself, if you have self-respect, if you have self-esteem, if you have self-confidence, then others will know that from your body language, from your expressions, from the way you deliver yourself, and they will be giving you respect accordingly. They will be judging you accordingly. So it's very important that you think positive about yourself. Self-confidence is the first requisite for great undertakings. Dr. Samuel Johnson said that. He was a famous English writer and a poet as well, a critic as well, a biographer, and he wrote this, that you need to be self-confident in order to undertake great things. This is very, very true, because if you're not confident enough, if you think that you are not capable enough, or you don't have the capacity to do certain things, how can you undertake them? So as we discussed in the first part of the workshop also, that in order to dream big, you should have self-confidence, and when you have the confidence to dream big, then you should have the confidence to execute those things as well, to put them into action as well, and to take that first step, to take that first plunge needs self-confidence, Because if you are not confident about yourself, about your plannings, about your thinking, about what you're doing, then you will not be able to execute them either. So self-confidence, positive thinking, they go hand in hand, and they also go hand in hand with killing negative thoughts and negative impressions on others about yourself, and negative attitude of other people towards you. So what do we need to do after, of course, being positive about ourselves? We need to do something else too. We need to act positively, towards life as a whole. An example just came to my mind. There is a glass of water, and there is a glass which has half, say, water in it. There are two people, A and B. A will say this glass is half full, and B will say this glass is half empty. Now, these are minor statements. The level of the water remains the same in the glass. It does not change. It remains the same. But the two perspectives are totally different. The two ways of looking at the glass and the level of the water in the glass are totally different. The two perspectives are disseminating different forms of energy. A, who is saying the glass is half full of water, is disseminating positive energy. B, who says the glass is half empty, is disseminating negative energy. And when that message is decoded by the recipient, positive and negative energies respectively are also received by them. When you're saying something positive, it means you are putting your positive energy into action. When you say the glass is half full, you're disseminating, giving out positive energy, putting your positive energy into action, because the listener is going to feel positive at your statement. When you say the glass is half empty, you're disseminating negative energy. The decoder of your statement is going to feel negative, is going to feel down. So the depression that you feel, the discontentment that you have, will be translated in your words, in your perspectives to the other person. This is your perspective on life. This is the perspective of A and B on life, positive and negative, as we just discussed with a small example. You have to be positive about life, because if you are positive, you will disseminate positive energy. Your self-image will become positive, and you will be reflecting that self-image in your attitude, in your behavior, in the way you deal with others, and they will be reacting to that positive energy in a positive manner. If they find negative vibes coming from you, they will act negatively towards you. So acting positive is very important. Now, Rosalind Smith Carter said, if you doubt you can accomplish something, then you can't accomplish it. You have to have confidence in your ability and then be tough enough to follow through. Very nice. And very important. If you don't believe in yourself, if you don't believe in your own abilities, how can you do something? If you doubt that you can accomplish something, you are never going to be able to accomplish it. You will not be able to, because you will have negative energies emanating from you. You will be working within those negative energies. There will be no positivity. And when there will be no positivity, you will not be able to do well. You will not be able to accomplish things. So in order to accomplish something big, accomplish something good enough, you need to have self-confidence. And then you need to be strong enough to follow through and to accomplish what you wanted to. Because there are going to be hurdles, many hurdles on your way. There are going to be problems. You have to face them. You have to brave them out. And if you don't have self-confidence, you cannot do that. If you're not tough enough, you cannot do that. So you have to be self-confident and strong to be able to achieve things. The third thing, very important thing, is to set goals and to achieve them. We have been discussing that previously as well. In the last image also we discussed that. But then what is new here is that you should set goals that are achievable, not goals that are too high for you to achieve. Goals that are achievable for you yourself, you should set them that way. They should be practical enough, realistic enough. So when the goals that you set are realistic enough, you know that you can achieve them, you will be able to. But if you set your goals too high, they are not realistic, they are unrealistic. You will not be able to achieve them. And what will happen? You will get disillusioned, disappointed. And when you get disillusioned and disappointed, when you are unable to achieve your goals as you have planned for yourself, you lose your self-esteem, you lose your self-confidence. So you should first, you have to start somewhere. The first step has to be taken. So plan your goals in a way that are achievable, so that when you achieve that goal, you're able to plan further, then move further, a bit higher, so that you give yourself a good starting. And then when you follow through, what happens is you achieve one goal, you set another goal, you achieve that goal, you set another goal, you achieve that goal, and then you go on and on and on, and you keep on giving yourself a continuous dose of self-confidence and self-esteem and self-actualization. All these things are very important for your mental, psychological health. So they really help you feel happy and good and satisfied, and that you have achieved something, that you have accomplished something. They grow your confidence in your abilities, in your capabilities, in your confidence, and they make you a happier, livelier person as a whole. Zig Ziglar said, he was a psychologist, and he said, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Oh, very nice, precise, crisp words by Zig Ziglar. You don't have to be very great to start with, because you have to start with basic things. Each one of us has to start somewhere. And when we start with basic things. We don't reach the top of the ladder in one stride. No, we have to go on upwards step by step. So you don't have to be great to start with, but you have to start to be great. To reach that top ladder, to reach that top strand, you have to be great. So you have to start. You don't have to be great, you have to start so that you reach that top strand. Self-confidence and not being overconfident, because when you're overconfident, you get disillusioned about things. There are chances that you will not be able to achieve the high goals, the bloated goals that you set for yourself, and then you will feel disillusioned. Then you will feel disappointed with yourself, and then you will lose your self-esteem and self-respect. So after discussing all these points for becoming self-confident, the actions that we need to take, how we need to act, and how we need to keep ourselves from becoming overconfident, we have an activity here. You can see in the picture there is a person who is full of confidence, and he's not only full of confidence, he's bloated because of confidence. And how is he bloated? An air pump is sending in air into him, and what will happen? Bang! He will blow up, or he will deflate. He's inflated right now, but he will deflate, just as a balloon is first inflated and then it deflates. So overconfidence does that to you. The image tells it all, but then I should not be saying much, because I want each one of us to do something, and that's an activity. I want you to write 3 to 5 lines on the after effects of becoming overconfident, and that will brainstorm you about what we discussed today. That will be a brainstorming session for yourself after you have written down 4 to 5 lines on after effects of becoming overconfident. Read them, and you will find that a brainstorming has been very useful for you and has given you some food for thought. So I would love it if you now take out your pens and pencils and sit down on your tables with papers and jot down a few words, or if you are too technology savvy, you can do that on your mobile phones, you can do that on your iPads, on your laptops, whatever way suits you. Go about it and think what we have been discussing, and think why overconfidence can be harmful for us. Hello to all my listeners, my subscribers of the channel Life Themes with Faria Habib. If you have not yet subscribed to it, please do if you are listening to me. This is going to be the 5th part of the online workshop on boosting self-confidence. We have already done the first 4 parts. They are there on my channel, and if you want to listen to them, you're most welcome. And do like and share the videos. Please view them fully to understand the topic fully, and please subscribe and click the bell icon as well, so that you become the first one to receive the next part of the workshop, and also to receive any video that is uploaded on my channel. Thank you. So in the last part of the workshop, we have been discussing what we should be doing in order to boost our self-confidence, and we discussed 3 points before the activity that we undertook at the end of the last part. And those 3 things that we discussed were: we should think positively about ourselves, we should act positively towards life, and we should set realistic goals for ourselves. Those were the 3 things that we discussed. Today we will be discussing some more things that will take us towards boosting our self-confidence. The first thing that we will be discussing today is knowing ourselves, because when we think that we don't have proper capacities and capabilities to do things right, we become underconfident. We develop a negative self-image. We start thinking negatively about ourselves. So we have to take that shroud off first, the shroud of negativity that we are wearing, because our thoughts, when we think that we are not able to cope with things properly, when we develop a negative self-image, that negativity enshrouds us. The aura of our personality becomes negative. Our attitude towards life, towards ourselves becomes negative. Our behavior becomes negative. We start disseminating negative thoughts. And then, of course, when it's all about negativity, we are going to have a very low self-esteem and very low self-confidence as well. Now, to start improving that self-confidence, what we should start doing is we should start to know ourselves better as a person. What does that mean? We don't know ourselves? Does it mean that actually we are very capable people and we just don't know that we are not? That we are so and we think that we are not? No. The thing is, when you start learning about yourself, you start to know that there are many things that you can do. There might be many things that you will not be able to do, you might not be able to do, or you might think you are under capacity for it, but there are many things that you can do. Only that you have not either polished your skills or you don't know that you can do those things. So the areas that you are good at, you will come to know about that. And when you will start knowing that there are things that you are good at, you will start liking yourself for it. Your thoughts about yourself will start becoming positive. Positivity will start creeping into the negativity, and slowly and gradually the shroud of negativity that you are wearing as a person will be thrown off. You will know that you have positive faces to your personality, that you are capable of doing certain things, that you can manage yourself better as a person, and that the limitations that you think you have are not real, they are artificial. You, because of the negativity shroud that you are wearing, you have imagined that you have these limitations. They are actually not there. If you cannot do one thing in one way, you can do it in another way. You can accomplish things. You can dream and you can make those dreams come true. So when you know yourself deeply, you will start liking yourself and you will start having more self-esteem and you will boost your self-confidence. So it's knowing yourself in a better manner, thinking positively about yourself, also knowing yourself in a positive manner, meaning that knowing whether your limitations, the things that you think are your limitations, are real or false, will take you eventually towards boosting your self-confidence, towards achieving self-respect. Another thing, to boost your self-confidence, you should try to become a more competent person. How can you become a more competent person? Well, it's very easy. Start studying more. Start learning more. Start practicing things much more than you do before. And when you start studying more, learning more, broadening your horizons more, what happens? You start believing in yourself more. And when you start believing in yourself more and more, you start becoming confident. You start believing in yourself, believing in your abilities, and thus you boost your self-confidence. So it's very important, if you want to amplify your self-confidence, you should amplify your competence. You should start becoming a more learned person, whatever field you're working in. If you're a student, say, you should start studying. You should start practicing mathematics. If you're a student of mathematics, say, you should start writing more if you want to increase your creativity. You should start reading more if you want to increase your thought processes, make them much better. And of course, amplify your writing skills. Similarly, if you are, say, an engineer by profession, you should read more about your subject, respective discipline. You should get more knowledge about the things that are concerned with you. You should be practicing things much more in your particular field so that you become a better worker. What does that add to? That adds to your competence as a person. That adds to your social and professional acceptability. People will start respecting you more, either academically or professionally, or even personally, in your family, in your personal life. People will start respecting you more. So your worth increases as a person on all the horizons, whether that be your personal horizon, your professional horizon, your academic horizon. Your worth starts increasing. And when your worth starts increasing in the eyes of the world, it starts increasing in your own eyes as well. Your self-esteem increases. Your respect for yourself increases. And your confidence is boosted. So, becoming more competent leads to becoming more confident. There's a quote given here, and you can all read it here. Far away there in the sunshine are my highest aspirations. I may not reach them, but I can look up and see their beauty, believe in them, and try to follow where they lead. Beautiful quote. No, this is improving your competence actually. You think you can reach a certain point. You think that can be your destination. You will be moving towards it slowly, milestone after milestone. You will reach one milestone, then the next one, then the next one. You will be moving towards your destination, slowly and gradually. You will be becoming a better person at each step. You will be moving on towards your destination with much more confidence than you did when you reached the last milestone. So, at every step that you take towards betterment, towards making yourself better, towards making your self-esteem better, towards making the environment around you much better for yourself, in the sense that your worth increases in the eyes of the world and you become more self-confident. You boost your self-confidence by taking little steps. You cannot reach the horizon in a single stride. You have to walk towards it. And walk towards it slowly. And believe that you can reach there. Believing in yourself, believing in the fact that you have the capacity to do a certain thing boosts your self-confidence. And boosting your self-confidence makes you a more competent and better person. So, this is a cycle that goes on between believing in yourself, between self-esteem, between self-confidence. It's a circle that goes on. It's a gyre. And you have to control that gyre. It has to be held in your own hands so that you actually do what you want, and you start believing in yourself, you start respecting yourself, and you start becoming more confident. So we discussed a few points, and we will go on to discuss another one, and that is we first discussed amplify your competence. Now we will discuss that we should amplify our knowledge and awareness. Our knowledge and awareness will give us more power. Now, how? We said in the last image that we discussed, we said that we should become more competent by studying more, by practicing more. Now we are saying that we should empower ourselves by amplifying our knowledge and awareness. Knowledge and awareness about what? Only about our subject? Only about our area of professionalism? No. Knowledge generally about life. Awareness generally about our surroundings, about life. It's very important to stay aware of your environment, in these days, in these modern times, to be aware of whatever is going on in the world, the whole world, having knowledge about the happenings in the whole world. That knowledge, that awareness empowers you. You can discuss things with others. You can speak while you're sitting with friends and colleagues. You can put in your share when at a certain forum of friends, of meetings, of conferences, a certain thing is being discussed. So if you are aware, if you are knowledgeable, your respect in the world will also increase. If a discussion is going on, say, and you are unable to say anything or to contribute anything, what will happen? Will people respect you the same way they will if you put in your share, if you give them certain new information? No, there will be a difference. They will respect you more if you're giving them more information and knowledge. So in order to increase your respect in the eyes of others, you should become more knowledgeable. You should become more aware. And when you become a person who is well liked and respected by others, your self-esteem also increases. Your self-respect increases, and as a result, your self-confidence increases. So, your knowledge and your awareness, they give you power that way. They empower you. Next point. Compliment other people. Wow, what does that mean? Complimenting other people will make you more confident? Why? Why should you be complimenting other people for the good things they have? How can that increase your self-confidence? Well, that means when you're complimenting other people, it means you are a positive person. And you have a positive attitude towards life, and you act positively as well. You can appreciate the goodness in others. And when you are doing that, you're actually bringing out the goodness in you. Indirectly, your image that goes out to the world becomes positive. People know that you are a positive person and you are able to appreciate positivity in other people as well. And indirectly, you're increasing your respect in the eyes of others. You are improving your image in the eyes of others, and thus, again indirectly, you are helping yourself boost your self-confidence, boost your self-respect. So you should not be engaged in backstabbing and leg pulling. You should not think rather that by backstabbing and leg pulling you are going to hurt somebody else and that will create a space for you. No. That will create a space for you is something very wrong, because that will give out a negative image of your personality to others. And that will harm you in the long run. So don't indulge in any negative activity about other people. Rather, compliment them for the goodness that they have, for the competence that they have, and indirectly you will be helping yourself as well. So these were the points that we discussed today. I've taken a lot of your time already. So I will stop here and we will go on to discuss more things in the next part of this workshop. That will be the 6th part. And if you liked the discussions today, please share and like this video. Please comment and please do subscribe as well and click the bell icon as well. Thank you. A big hello to everyone who's listening to this online workshop on boosting self-confidence part 6. This is the 6th part of the workshop. First 5 parts of the workshop, online workshop, are already there on my channel Live Themes with Faria Habib on YouTube, and you can click them and watch them at your leisure. I must thank you all for listening to these videos, watching them and appreciating them. Your watching them is actually the appreciation that you give them. And please, if you want to go on watching more videos on more topics, and of course there is still more to come on this particular topic as well. If you want to watch these videos, upcoming videos, please subscribe, click the bell icon so that you become the first one to know when the next video is uploaded. Please like and share as well so that we can spread the good word to more friends. Let's go on to see what we have in the 6th part of this online workshop. So we've been discussing since ever now in this workshop what needs to be done to become more self-confident. Why do we require to become more self-confident? Why do we need self-esteem? Why do we need to respect ourselves? Why do we need to have a positive aura of our personality? Why do we need to have a positive impression? Why do we need to leave an impression on people that tells of our positive attitude and positive thinking? And so, why is self-confidence so important? And lately, in the last part, we have discussed a few points about how can we take certain actions and what are those actions which can lead us towards becoming more self-confident. We have already discussed a few points. Today we're going to discuss a few more. The first one that we are going to discuss today is dress sharp, as you can see in the image on your laptops or your screens. What is meant by dress sharp? Should the cuts of our clothes be very sharp? No, it actually means sharpness here is the sharpness of your mind, your mental approach towards your dressing. Because the way you dress up, the way you are dressed actually translates your self-confidence, your belief in yourself, the way you look at yourself, the way you want people to look at you. So that's why dressing sensibly is very, very important. Dressing well is very, very important. Okay, let me give you a simple example. When we get up in the morning and we have to go to school as students, we dress up in our uniforms, school uniforms. We have to go to office, we dress up accordingly. A banker dresses up according to his official banking needs. A doctor dresses up according to his or her hospital needs. Similarly, a technician will dress up according to his or her technical needs, the working environment. So your dress or your dressing sense is actually translating to people who you are. Similarly, at home, when we go to bed, we change into our night suits. So that is a very easy dress for us to wear and to sleep in. So what we are going to do, what kind of mood we are in now, what occupation we belong to, how do we portray ourselves to the society, or how do we want the society to look at us, is actually translated through your dress, the way you are dressed up. And believe me, if you are dressed up well, you feel confident by yourself. Your self-confidence improves when your dressing is good. If you are not well dressed, your self-confidence drops. Try doing it. Try dressing up one day and looking at yourself in the mirror, and you will feel you really are happy about it. You're feeling nice about it. You like the fact that you're looking nice, and that comes, the expression of your liking for yourself comes on your face as well. So dressing up well, dressing sharply, dressing sensibly, not buying 10 things but buying 5 good ones is very important, so that when you dress up and you meet the people, they take a positive impression of you. They take an impression that you are somebody who is actually prospering in life, who is going to become successful, who knows how to spell success. So this is very important. Your dressing sense is very important. You should dress sharp, you should dress sensibly, and you should dress according to the situation. According to if you're going to a conference, you should not be wearing your pajamas. If you're going to meet the doctor, you should not be dressed up in a suit. So dressing according to the occasion and dressing well, they are both very important, and they increase your self-confidence. So after your dressing sense, we come to your body language, and in your body language we will be discussing here your gait, your walk, the way you walk. Well, how do you walk? It translates your confidence, your walk. It translates how important and busy you are. If your gait is kind of tired and sluggish and lazy and slow and painful, it leaves all the negative impression in the world. The people who see you will think this is a very lazy person. And if a person is lazy, even in his walking, even in the way he's carrying himself when he's walking, how can he work vigilantly? He cannot. So the impression that you're going to leave with your sluggish and lazy walk, with your dropped down limbs, and with your tired and painful expressions, is going to drop your impression in the eyes of other people, and resultantly will lead you towards lowered self-esteem, lowered self-confidence. Because a person who's confident enough, he will not be walking in a slow manner, or in a tired manner, or in a lost manner, or in an unenergetic way, or in a purposeless way. No. His expressions will be very purposeful, he will be energetic, he will not be lazy at all, he will not be slow. So you should be walking quickly, and when you are walking quickly and you are alert while you're walking, you're holding your head high, and you are you're positive. Your personality's aura is positive. You breed the impression that you have a lot to do. You have to meet different people, and you have to do many important things. And when you leave that impression, the attitude of other people towards you changes. It becomes positive. And when it becomes positive, when you see that you are worthy enough to be respected by other people, your self-esteem also increases, and your self-confidence also gets a boost. So it's very important to walk in a positive manner. Well, you can try it. Try it today. Take it as an activity. You start walking in a very alert manner. Start walking faster, and start walking quicker. Start walking as if you're in a hurry. Just by you can increase your pace just by 25%, say, and you will feel more confident, more alert. You will feel as if you're not tired, but you have the energy to go in for life and to put into things that you are doing. And you will become positive. Increase it to 40%, to 50%, and you will feel a lot better. A lot more self-confident, a lot more ready for life, a lot more ready to take on things as they come your way, and you will feel good about it. Try doing it as an activity related to this workshop, and you will feel that in those few minutes that you are trying to emulate somebody who walks faster than you, or even if not so, you're just trying to walk faster than you normally do, and trying to walk as though you are much more aware than you normally are, much more alert than you normally are. you will feel more confident. It will boost your self-confidence for those few minutes at least. So, after you have done this activity, and if you agree with me, start walking faster. Start walking in a more alert manner, and you will boost your self-confidence. So the next point that we are going to discuss here, after your walking style and your gait, is keeping a good posture. Just as your walk or your gait leaves a positive or negative impression on the onlookers, your good posture also leaves a very long-lasting and deep impression on others. Now, if you have a body language with slumped shoulders and loose limbs and very lazy and lethargic movements, other people will think you lack self-confidence. You're not confident enough. You cannot tackle the world in a confident way. So that when they get this impression, this negative impression about you, what will happen? They will form a negative impression of you in their minds, which will be translated, their thoughts will be translated in their actions towards you, in their attitude towards you. And when their attitude towards you is negative, what will happen? Your own thoughts about yourself will become negative. Your self-confidence will drop. So, this not having a good posture is going to harm you, terribly harm you. Your slumped shoulders, your lethargic movements, your lazy posture, it will all translate into the fact that you are not confident enough about doing what you are doing at present. You are not enthusiastic about it. And you don't feel that you are important enough or in an important enough position to do the job that you are doing. So when this impression goes to people, then you actually don't remain important enough in the job. Then you actually lose your position in the job. A person who feels enthusiastic, whose body posture is all about enthusiasm and positivity and activeness, actually breeds confidence and also breeds positivity. And because of that, his respect increases, his worth increases professionally and in the eyes of his colleagues and higher ups, and in his own eyes as well. And that takes him to the next level of being confident, of being self-confident. So this is something that the positive posture and body language is something that boosts your self-confidence. What should you do? You should keep your head up. You should be straight. Your limbs should not be falling down as though they don't have any energy left in them. You should not be sloppy. You should not have slumped shoulders. And you should make eye contact with the person that you're talking to. Why is making eye contact just mentioned here so important? Because when you make eye contact with the other person, it translates your confidence in yourself, in your thoughts, in what you're saying. If you don't make eye contact with other person, if you're looking here and there and saying whatever you think you need to, then what will happen? It will translate into the fact that you are not confident about what you are saying, or you don't believe in what you are saying. So make eye contact. And what will happen? You will leave a positive impression on others. And that positive impression will make you feel more alert and more empowered, more in control of the situation, more in control of the job that you're performing, and thus more in control of yourself and your self-confidence. Hello everyone, hope all is going well at your end. Well, I'm fine, and that's why I'm doing the 7th part of this workshop, boosting self-confidence, with you people today. This is the 7th part, as I've already said, and we have come a long way till now. We have discussed why self-confidence is so important, why self-esteem and self-respect are so important, and why does it translate into our actions and behavior and body language, and what impact does it leave on others, and what should we do in order to boost our self-confidence. Since last few parts, we have been discussing different actions that we can take in order to boost our self-confidence, in order to make ourselves better human beings, more confident human beings, more emphatic human beings, and more powerful entities. Today also we are going to discuss those points further. Let's see what we have in store for us. So the first thing that we are going to discuss today regarding achievement of self-confidence, or the boosting of your self-confidence, is gratitude. Now this is very interesting, isn't it? And strange as well. What is the relation between gratitude and self-confidence, or boosting self-confidence? Well, this is something very simple. Let me explain it to you in an example, a simple example. Look at our own selves. Look at our bodies. Look at the fact that we have been given limbs and feet and hands and a mind and eyes and ears and everything that we have, we can work with, and we can do a lot of things with. We can think, we can perform better, we can dream, all these things. Don't we have to be thankful for them? Well, just imagine you just sprained your ankle, and what will happen? For a month or so, or a month and a half, you will not be able to move your foot properly, and you will not be able to walk properly even. So, we have to be thankful for all these things. We cannot take them for granted. Okay, another example just came to my mind. See, pre-corona days, did we have any social distancing? Did we need to wear a mask when we went out? Did we use hand sanitizer so often? Did we need to keep washing our hands all the time? No, all these things were not there. But we were taking a healthy, normal situation that was for granted. And this coronavirus has actually brought back to us the fact that everything doesn't have to be taken for granted. They are the blessings that we need to be grateful for, and we must be grateful for. So all these small things, we have to have gratitude for them. We have to be grateful for them. All these things that we have, they give us the strength to move forward in life. They give us the strength to carve our way towards our destinations, towards our goals. towards our dreams. So we have to be thankful for them. And when we become thankful for them, we know that we have something that not everybody probably has. And with that something, we can prosper more and more. So it's going to make us prosper, and we can use it for that purpose. So that will give us self-confidence. Besides that, another example, we have relationships. We have our parents, we have our siblings, we have our friends, we have our extended family, we have our teachers, we have so many relationships. All the relationships that make us better people and that give us strength. Always. People who are always there with us. So when we think about them, they become a source of self-confidence for us. They boost our self-confidence because we know we have something to support, somebody to support us, to stand behind our backs. And that's so nice, the feeling is so good. And that gives us more self-confidence. That boosts our self-confidence. That makes us feel positive towards life. And when we feel positive towards life, when we know that we have so many blessings with us, then it becomes easier for us to move forward. So it's very important that we think about our present blessings, about our past blessings, about our past successes, about how life has been positive towards us in its own way. When we think about all these things, then we have more self-confidence and more energy to move forward. So gratitude and self-confidence, they are interlinked that way. After talking about gratitude, we have come to discuss another point now that I'm going to dilate upon with you people is something very professional, and that is speak up, as it shows in the video as well. What does speaking up mean? Well, that applies to all of us, whether we are sitting with our guests in our drawing rooms, or whether we are sitting with our family in our lounges, or we are sitting in a conference room as professionals, or we are sitting with friends, or in a debate competition at college or school. So it applies to all of us. We all need to say something, to speak up, to open our minds towards others, and to let other people know what we think, and to let other people know that we are able to think about things and express our thoughts as well. So speaking up is really, really important. It reflects upon how positive you are as a person. It reflects upon how courageous and confident you are, because everybody cannot speak up, everybody cannot share thoughts. We have to have confidence in ourselves in order to speak up. Why do we lack it? What do we fear? The fear of the unknown actually is the greatest enemy that we have. We start thinking that if we speak up, probably we will say something very stupid. So simple that everybody else is going to think, what did he say? Was it worth saying? No, it was not. Actually, this is not so. Because so many of us, other people who are sitting with us at that moment or are present with us at that moment, they are thinking the same way. They are also thinking, probably if we speak up, whatever we say is not going to hold that much value, or is going to decrease our worth in the eyes of others. Actually, this is not so. If we speak up, we are actually breaking the shells of those people also who are thinking the way we were also thinking about us. Probably what we are saying is not going to be worthy of being listened to or being discussed. No, that's not true. So we will be breaking their shells as well. So helping them also speak up, helping them also feel better, feel worthy of something, feel worthy of being there in a social gathering and feeling that they can also contribute to something, that we can also contribute to something. So this is really very important. You need to speak up. You need to start saying things. Don't start judging people negatively for what they're saying, so that they don't judge you negatively for what you are saying, So just say your mind. Just speak your mind. And when you speak your mind, of course, when you're together, new discussions will pop up, and when new discussions will pop up, you will start speaking, other people will start speaking, a discussion will start happening, and that will boost your self-confidence. That will make you a better person, that will give you more food for thought also, and you will start feeling better, and the other people whom you have dragged into a discussion with you by giving a small point that you thought probably is not worthy enough, they are also going to feel better. So you are going to become more confident in your own thoughts, and you are going to become a better person, and you are going to feel more confident about yourself, and thus many problems are going to be solved. You're going to respect yourself more, you're going to be more confident, you will feel your self-esteem is heightened. So all these things, are linked together. And speaking up as a student, as a friend, as a family member, as a colleague, as a member of a certain forum that you are at, it's very important. At whatever level, it enhances your confidence, your self-confidence. It enhances your self-esteem. So always speak up. So the next point that we are going to discuss today, towards making ourselves more self-confident, or towards boosting our self-confidence and our self-respect, is focusing on contribution. A very interesting point. Now you will say contribution, always giving away. So what do we get back? Or do we get back anything? Why do we always have to give? Why can't we get something? Why can't somebody else contribute to us? Well, this is very interesting and very important, a very important phenomenon of life. We have been discussing in the past, the image that you saw in front of you, that we need to have gratitude in us for everything that we have been endowed with. Now, when we have been endowed with so much, doesn't it become our moral, our ethical, our religious duty to pay back also, to serve back also? It does. Start thinking about what small little skills you have and how you can use them to be of service to your society, to your nation, to your country, to the whole world, and to the whole humanity as a whole. Start making that little contribution. You know something? Pass that knowledge on. That can be anything. That can be any skill. That can be anything that you know of. You can pass that knowledge on. And when you're passing that knowledge on, you're making your contribution to the world to make it a better place to live in. And when you are doing that, other people will start respecting you more for it. They will start appreciating your contribution to the society, and of course to the world as a whole. they will start borrowing from your positive attitude and behavior. And when they bring recognition to your efforts, they bring appreciation to your efforts, you become successful. Successful as a person, successful and more confident individual. So your positive attitude, your contribution to the world, to the society, to the humanity as a whole, whatever little contribution it is, you are passing on the knowledge that you have gained, you're passing on your skills to other people, you're making them better people, or more skilled people, or more empowered people in any way, or more knowledgeable people. You are making your contribution towards making this society better. And when they start recognizing this, when they start giving you respect for it, you start respecting yourself more, and you start becoming more self-confident. And this leads to your own personal success, This positivity that has that has grown inside you, and the positivity that you have your actions breed, that positivity then breeds recognition, appreciation from the world for you, and that translates into your self-confidence being heightened even more. So focus on contribution, focus on the fact, what can I as a person give to this world and the whole humanity, and that will take you to the next level of self-confidence. Now, if you liked this video, please share it, please like it, please subscribe to my channel so that you can get the next video when it comes as the first person to know it. You click the bell icon as well so that it pops up in your mobiles, and you know that the next part of the workshop is here, and we can then again interact and discuss some things further. I will be really happy if you do so. Thank you and take care. Part of the online workshop, boosting self-confidence. Some of you must have been waiting now. It's been 2 days since I haven't uploaded any new video. So I thought let's put an end to this wait and let's record another one and go on with it. So here I am. This is the 8th part of the workshop, and all those who have subscribed, thank you very much. Thank you for liking, and thank you for giving me the energy to go on with it. Well, first of all, please do subscribe and click the bell icon so that you become the first one to get notified about the next part of the workshop or the next video as it is uploaded on my channel. So thank you very much for that, and now we will move on. Till now, we have been discussing in the back parts of this workshop what actions can we take to make ourselves more self-confident. We have discussed a few points before, and if you want to listen to them or to see them, you can watch the preceding parts of this workshop. They're on my channel. Now, the next point that we are going to discuss today is about recognition of our insecurities, because each one of us, every individual, although might be very confident, might be very strong, but still has some insecurities or has had some insecurities in the past. It's natural. We're all humans. And human psychology is very complicated, At the same time, becomes quite readable as well in the broader sense, because it's the same all over the world. It has been the same throughout the generations. With time, well, why do you say Shakespeare was a classic? All his plays or dramas that have been written by him are classics, or they are classical literature. Why? Because when he was writing and when we are now reading him, the human psychology has remained the same over centuries. It's the same. Human beings, their psychology is the same everywhere. They might belong to different creeds, they might belong to different nationalities, but they're all humans. So that's why they're all the same. And trust me, we all have insecurities. We all think at one point or another in life that we are insufficient in some way, that we cannot do what is actually needed to go ahead in the worldly terms, in this world. Sometimes we might be ashamed of ourselves for doing something or for not being able to do something. So all of us have these insecurities. We have had these insecurities. So when we have such insecurity, what happens? We become less confident, or our confidence level drops a lot, and we feel that we are unworthy, and we feel ashamed of ourselves, and we feel inferiority complex, or we feel inferior than others in some way, one way or the other. And that is something that devastates our self-confidence. It pushes us back. And when it pushes us back, we are unable to deal properly with life situations. So you have to, recognize what you are ashamed of in yourself, or what are your insecurities. Because if you don't recognize those weak points first, you cannot put them right. You have to recognize the negativities in your personality, in your thought processes, in order to treat them and cure them. The doctor has to first analyze and see what your disease is, and then he cures it. Similarly, you have to first see what is your insecurity, what is your drawback, the drawback in your personality, in your thoughts, and then only you can treat it. Then only you can combat it. So it's very important that you recognize what your insecurities are. Here I will like you, all of you, those who are listening to me, please take a pen and paper and think about your own insecurities. Nobody's looking, nobody knows what you're doing, and nobody will see the piece of paper that you will be writing on. Jot down your insecurities. It can be one only, it can be many, it can be two, it can be three. So it depends. Write down your insecurities. What are the things that you feel ashamed of for not being able to do, or for not having the capability to do? Whatever it is, write it down. And after writing them down, I would like you to tear that paper apart. Shred it. You'll feel happy. You have shredded your own insecurities. Try doing it. You will feel satisfied. And with that satisfaction will come the feeling that you can overcome those insecurities. And then you will start thinking about how to overcome those insecurities. And you will find out ways. Each one of us have our life circumstances, different life circumstances. And believe me, start thinking about it. Meditate on what insecurities you have and how you can overcome them, how you can defeat them. And you will be able to. You will take the first step towards defeating them. And that will be a milestone in your life. Here in the image, you can see that there is a lady who has come to visit somebody, and he has a dog probably at home, and he has a sign put up saying, "Be aware of the dog." Now, beware of the dog, the lady has read it, and she is asking him, is he really dangerous? And he's saying, no, I just put up that board to boost his ego. So, the insecurity that the dog has been identified by his owner, and he has tried to make him overcome it. So he has tried to boost his ego. I just put it up here. It's a food for thought and for a little light mood. So I hope you must have done the activity by now. If you have not, please pause the video and do it. Let's see how you feel, and do comment on it in the comments section. So we have been discussing about our insecurities. We know that everybody has an insecurity. Now we just discussed that nobody is perfect. Nobody has always been, all perfect all the time. No, that's not the case. All and everyone has been imperfect some of the time or all of the time at some point in life. So you have to keep in mind that no one is perfect. First, let's discuss this image that you can see, the cartoon image that you can see. And there are two hens here, and one hen is saying to the other, "You're such a know-it-all," and the other is saying, "No, I'm just know a hell of a lot more than you." So this is so true, they're fighting or whatever, or it's in the funny streak, but this is so true. Everybody, knows something. Everybody has some kind of knowledge, but some people have more knowledge in one aspect than other people do. Like, I'll give you an example. There's so many medical doctors. They're all doctors. But one doctor can have more knowledge of oncology, and the other doctor can have more knowledge of surgery. One doctor can have more knowledge of hematology, and the other doctor can have more knowledge of urology. So there are different branches of knowledge, and there is so much in life to know about that not everyone can know everything in life. Or I should say, nobody can know everything in life. So there has to be some difference. Different forms of knowledge belong to different people. And sometimes we get impressed by the other person because he knows so much. It's that one type of knowledge that he knows so much about. Not all. And in that one type of knowledge, he knows more than we do. So this is what the hens are talking about. One hen thinks the other hen knows so much. The other hen says, "I know so much more than you only." So this is how it is. This is how life is. No one is perfect. No one is perfect. Everybody has their insecurities, and we are all imperfect human beings. We at times feel that we lack something in us, and it happens with everybody because, as we just discussed, there are ups and downs in life, and it's not a smooth road. It's not a bed of roses at all. We have to face hurdles. We have to face hindrances on the road to our destination. We have to deal with difficulties, and we have to face them. We have to meet difficulties on our way, and it happens with everybody. So it's not that you are not perfect. It's not that you have to be perfect. It's just that you have to go on, and you don't have to feel fearful or scary of the future. You have to make decisions and put your foot forward. You have to move on. That's important. It's a quote here that I have put in my slide here, and it's by Peter McIntyre, and he said, confidence comes not from always being right, but from not fearing to be wrong. So you can be wrong at times. That's so true. You can be wrong at times. We're all human beings, and we all have different perspectives of looking at life. We all have different viewpoints. We can be wrong, we can be right in different ways. No one is perfect, so you don't have to fear of being wrong. If you develop that fear, that scare inside you, if you become anxious about being proved wrong or being wrong about something, then of course you cannot translate your thoughts into action. And if you overcome that fear, it takes you towards boosting your self-confidence. So till now we have been discussing about insecurities, about feeling low and sad, and about lacking something and trying to overcome those things. Now we will come to something more positive, and that is identify your successes. That's interesting. The word success has a positive connotation, and we need this positive connotation now after discussing about all the negativities that we might have in us. So yes, how can we identify our successes? I'm not a successful person. What successes? What can I identify? Well, you have been successful in one way or the other at some point in life. It's not possible that you always have been unsuccessful. That does not happen. You must have been successful somewhere at some time. It could have been in your academic years. It could have been in your professional life. It can be anywhere. Think about it. Recall it. Take pride in your successes. Feel proud of yourself. You did something the right way and you were successful. Appreciate that. Cherish it. Credit yourself for it. You did something right. You did it the right way. You were successful. And when you give your own mind and self that feeling, you feel elated. You feel confident. You feel satisfied. You feel happy. So do that. Identify your successes. If you feel, as we discussed previously, if you feel that you have some inferiority complex, or you are inferior to somebody, or you are inferior and that's why you cannot do a certain task or job, you victimize yourself. You become a victim of your own self-pity. You start pitying yourself. And self-pity is something very negative. It leaves a very negative impact on you. It gives you a negative aura of your personality. It gives you negative thoughts about yourself, and you transmit those negative thoughts to other people in your body language, in the way you speak, in the way you walk, in the way you look at them, in the way you do not look up at them while speaking. So don't victimize yourself. Don't become a victim of your own self-pity. You should not do that, because if you do that, you drop your self-confidence. Instead, identify your successes and feel proud about it. Take pride in them. And then with those successes, move on in life. Believe that if you were successful, you can be successful in future as well. Why not? You can do things better than you did in the past. Believe in yourself. Don't victimize yourself. Don't indulge in self-pity. Simply do not indulge in self-pity. Praise yourself for what good you did in the past and believe in yourself for doing better than that in future. Well, there is something very important that I should say now to you people. We all are doing something, one thing or the other in life. And we all find that while doing one job, we feel happy. Identify what makes you feel happy when you do it. Which job makes you feel happy? And try doing that particular job. Try expressing yourself. When you enjoy your job, when you're following your passion, you will feel happy. You will feel satisfied. And you will feel a sense of accomplishment. And that will take you towards becoming more self-confident. So enjoy your job. Do what you actually enjoy. And really, you will become more confident, because you will feel as though I'm really doing something positive. So these were the few things we were discussing today. I've taken a lot of your time. Thank you for your time. Really appreciate that. And do subscribe as well, and share and like the channel as well. Click the bell icon so that you know when you get a notification when there is this next part of this workshop is uploaded. Thank you all and take care. Cheers. A warm welcome, a very, very warm welcome to everybody who's listening to the part 9 of this online workshop, Boosting Self-Confidence. This is the 9th part, as I've already said, and this is something that you will be really interested in, because today I'm going to discuss very basic things and very interesting things with you people. So you will be glad to think about them, and this will open new avenues of thought for all of you. Please like, subscribe, share, click the bell icon so that you are the first one to get the next online workshop as I post it. Let's go to see what we have in store for us today from this workshop. Okay, so the first thing that we are going to discuss here is accept compliments gracefully. What does that mean? If somebody compliments you, okay, fine, they've complimented you, that's okay. You have to just say okay, thank you, and then move on with your life. Well, that's very true. That's very true in a certain way. And you also have to be, very, very humble about things also. Accept them humbly, but accept them gracefully at the same time. Because that somebody who appreciates something positive in you is actually picking up a very positive point in your personality. And that is something so positive that it should give you more confidence in yourself, so that with its help, with the help of this positive facet in your personality, you can move on better in life and you can do things better in life. So accepting it gracefully, any compliment gracefully, is very, very important for you. It enhances your self-pride, it enhances your self-confidence, it enhances your self-respect. It tells you that yes, you are capable of doing something. Yes, you can be worthy in the eyes of other people. Yes, other people do appreciate the good quality that's there in you. You know, a very simple compliment, a very minor compliment, it adds to your well-being, your mental well-being. It adds to your self-confidence. If somebody appreciates the way you're looking or the way you're dressed up, you feel confident all of a sudden. You feel happy about it. You feel a certain level of satisfaction. And that's only a minor example that I'm giving you. So, whenever, yes, you should be humble. I don't disagree with it at all. This is necessary. Being humble about yourself, about the things that you have or that you have been blessed with, is our religious, moral, ethical duty. That's very true. And I will never say don't be humble. I will always say you should be humble about all the things that you have. You should be humble about all the capabilities that you have. You should be humble about how you have been blessed in life. But at the same time, you should be able to see things in their real light, as they really are, so that you know where you stand with regards to your capabilities, capacities, your ability to put things into action or to do something positive. You should at the same time be aware of that, so that you can then translate your energies positively into action. And when you do that, what will happen? You will become a more successful person. And when you become a more successful person, what will happen? You will become more confident. You will boost your self-confidence. You will boost your self-respect, self-esteem, self-pride, self-motivation. Everything will be enhanced then. So that's why I say you should accept compliments gracefully. It's very important for you. And you see the image that I've put up here is of Garfield. I somehow like Garfield a lot. I don't know. Look at his expressions, look at his body language. It's so confident and it's so emphatic, and you know, it seems, when you look at him, it seems as though he's the king. He rules, he commands. So these are the things that I get from his body language. Well, look at this image and see for yourself what you observe from his body language. And he's not saying anything to us. It's not a video. It's a simple image. And still, from this image, we can decipher these things. And when we decipher these things, a positive image of Garfield in this particular respect is created in our minds. So positivity can be bred by the body language and by the aura of your personality that you wear. So it's very important to think positively about yourself and be positive about life and accept compliments gracefully. So let's move on to the next thought that we have. And now this slide, as you can see in the image here in front of you, there is a person who is looking in the mirror. And the image in the mirror is fiction, and the person standing in front of the mirror is non-fiction or real. And you can see the difference in both of them. The person who's standing in front of the mirror seems lethargic, seems like his body is not in a good shape, he's not exercising, he is not paying attention to his personality, and he has a frown on his face, and that's a negative expression that he is wearing. And besides that, he doesn't seem to be confident. On the other hand, the fictional image of the same person in the mirror is smiling, is all smiles, has a positive expression, and he is well toned up and very active, seems to be very active. And so you can see the difference in both the images. The person remains the same, but the way the person is behaving or standing in this particular aspect, it depicts what kind of brain or capabilities that person has. So our thinking about both the images is different. So when our thinking about both the images is different, it's only because of the body language, the facial expression, or the smile on his face that we are judging him, or the frown on his face that we are judging him. So I put this image here so that things can become clear to all of you. You look in the mirror and smile. It's written here. The person is looking in the mirror and the image in the mirror is smiling. He is not smiling. The person with the frown is a person with a frown. He's not smiling at all. But the fictional image of him is smiling. That's why the onlooker gets a different idea about these two different images of the same person. So we have this facial feedback theory, and it says that if you look at yourself and you smile and you register something positive, and there are positive expressions on your face, your mind gets positive emotions. And when positive emotions are fed into your mind about yourself, you boost your self-confidence. So you get up in the morning and you get ready for work, or you get ready for the day at home, and or you get ready for school or college or work, whatever it is. You're getting ready, you look at yourself and you smile in the mirror, you comb your hair and you smile in the mirror, look at yourself, how nice you're looking, and you are getting ready and you're looking very nice, you're changing into your day clothes and they really suit you. Look at yourself in the mirror with all those thoughts, and you will find that all of a sudden you will feel good about yourself, and that feeling good about yourself will make you happy also. So this is very important. Your facial expressions, they lead you to become more self-confident. And also, not only looking at yourself in the mirror, also when other people look at you, they look at you in a more positive way then. And when they look at you in a more positive way, that means that they are going to feel that you are more worthy of doing things, and they are going to then give you a reaction in the same positive light. And when that happens, you will feel more worthy, you will feel more respected, and your own self-respect, self-esteem, self-confidence will grow. Definitely grow. That's why look in the mirror and smile at yourself. Give yourself some good expressions. Give yourself some positive thoughts. Give yourself some positive things to move on throughout the day, and you will feel better than you ever did before. As we just discussed, smiling back at yourself in the mirror makes you feel positive about yourself. Yes, it does. Try it in the mirror right now. You take a mirror and look at yourself and smile at yourself, and you will feel good about yourself. At least an iota of goodness, of feeling good will be there in you. So try it. And then in the same line we go on, and I say fake it. Fake it means you're actually not confident, but you fake and you believe and you show that you are a very confident person. Show to yourself that you are a very confident person, that you know how to be confident and you know everything. Just like Garfield here, he's lying down and he is enjoying himself and he seems to be in the best of spirits, and he's saying, I can, but I won't. So I have the confidence and capability to do a certain thing, but I'm not in the mood to. I won't do it. So that is confidence personified actually here in Garfield that you see. So it's very important. When you feel that you can do things and you have the ability to do them, you feel better about yourself. And then even if you're not doing them, even then you feel better. Even then you feel more confident. Even then it helps you boost your confidence. So you're thinking about yourself, positive thinking about yourself is very important. It translates into your attitude and behavior towards yourself and towards life in general, towards things in general, and that becomes positive. And that, when it becomes positive, anything positive leaves a positive impact. So I say, you, even if you think you're not confident enough, try showing to yourself or saying to yourself, oh, I can do this. It's only that I'm not in the mood to, or I just don't want to. So otherwise, if I want to, I can do it very, very easily. It's not difficult at all. And you will start feeling better about yourself. You will start feeling more confident about yourself. And that is going to help your mental health in any way. Even if it doesn't help you practically in practical life, it will help boost up your mental wellness. And that's very important. So try doing that as well. Okay, so the next point that we are going to discuss here is taking the first step. What are our feelings when we take the first steps towards learning something new or towards doing something new? Well, we feel anxious. And believe me, it happens with all of us. It's common human psychology. We want to learn something new or we want to do something new, and we have the fear of the unknown with us, in us. We don't know what the future holds for us, so we feel scared. We don't know what's the outcome going to be, and we feel anxious. We don't know whether it's going to be good for us or not, and we are really frightened. The results of doing something new or learning something new, they frighten us, they make us anxious, and that anxiety makes it difficult for us to take that plunge, to take that first step towards learning something new or doing something new. And that is the danger bell, always. So, this is very important. To overcome that fear, to overcome that anxiety, and to feel so confident in yourself that you can do it better in a positive manner, it's so important. And if you feel positive about it, that boosts your self-confidence. That makes you more confident and more assertive towards doing things. And that helps you in taking that first step towards your destination. So there is something very simple that you can do in order to treat yourself for it. And how can you treat yourself for it? You can think of something in the past when you were afraid of learning something new or doing something new. You were afraid of taking that first step towards a certain thing. It can be in your academic life or in your professional life, in your work life or in your personal life. You feel as though you won't be able to do a certain thing, or it will be difficult for you to learn a certain thing or to do a certain thing. And then as time goes on and things move on, you are able to learn, you are able to move forward, you are able to work better, and all those fears that you had, they prove baseless. Right now, as you're with me right now, think about one or two things, small things even, that you were afraid of doing, and then you later did, and now you have accomplished them, and probably you're on the next step now. But think of one, two things of that sort, and you will, so that when in future you have to take a new step, you can think back of those times, and then you can say to yourself, I was afraid at that time also, I was anxious at that time also, but my fears were baseless. I learned, or I grew more as a person, or whatever, and this time also things are going to be fine. I'm going to do great. Things are going to help me and not make me anxious. So that will help you then regain your self-confidence. That will boost your self-confidence in that particular situation, and you will be able to take that first plunge or that first step towards your destination. So that was today's discussion, boosting self-confidence part 9. If you liked it, please share it, please like it, please subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon, so that when the next part of the workshop is uploaded, you're the first one to get it. And of course, any other video, if it's uploaded on the channel, you'll get notified about that as well. Thank you. Cheers. Take care. Welcome everyone in the part 10 of the Boosting Self-Confidence workshop. I hope all of you are fine, you and yours are fine and doing great, staying healthy and happy. Bless you all. All those who are my subscribers or who are listening to me, please, I would like to announce something. This is the part 10 of this workshop, Boosting Self-Confidence. I will be uploading 2 more parts, and then this workshop will be winded up and we will go on to the next one. But before that, I would like to ask you, the 10 parts of this workshop are already there on my channel, and you can listen to them, you can view them, and you can write down in the comment section any questions that you might have in the comment section of the YouTube channel of that particular workshop. You can write down the questions and I can answer them there. And after all the parts of this workshop are done, I am planning to arrange a live stream question answer session as well. You can join that as well when I plan it. And to stay updated on that and on other happenings on this channel, please subscribe, please click the bell icon, please share, and please like, and please spread the word about this free of cost online workshops channel. And of course, besides these online workshops, I also have cooking recipes on this channel, so you can spread the word to everybody around. Let's see what we have in the part 10 of this workshop. Okay, so the first thing that we will be discussing today is something very important, something all of you can do, something that is going to treat our low self-esteem, that is going to kill the germs of low self-esteem inside us, that will prove to be an antidote, an antibiotic drug for us for killing the low self-esteem germs in our mind and heart. And killing this low self-esteem and boosting your self-confidence is very simple, because the medicine is there with all of you. In your minds, in your hearts, you have that medicine with you. We all have that medicine with us. Well, all of us, like doing something. Like, I will give you an example. Some of us might like to paint. Some of us might like to write, or to write poetry, say. Some of us might like to cook. Some of us might like to go around in the garden, grow flowers and plants, talk to their plants. Some of us might like to grow a kitchen garden. there are so many diverse things. Some people are interested in making pottery. Some people are interested in painting that pottery. Some people are interested in making candles. I have seen many women who love to make candles at home and they sell them. So there are many diverse things that one can do, and one is interested in doing, or one does very well, or one enjoys doing. Find out what you enjoy doing. It can be an artwork, it can be music, it can be anything that you enjoy doing. That becomes your therapy. That becomes your antidote against low self-esteem. Start doing something. Like if you're interested in cooking, start cooking something. Go into the kitchen, gather your gadgets, gather your material, whatever you want to cook, and you start doing it. And you will put your heart and soul into it then. You will be enjoying doing it. And you will be loving the outcome. And when you love that outcome, that will increase your self-actualization. That will increase your satisfaction with yourself. That will make you happy. And that happiness, that satisfaction will spell self-confidence for you. That will boost your self-confidence. So start doing something that you're really good at. You're growing a plant in a pot, say, and when it sprouts out of that soil, and when it starts growing bigger and more leaves come to it, or a flower comes to it, you really love it. And that feels like it's your accomplishment. You have given your heart to it, and you're getting the results, and you feel, yes, I did it. This plant is so beautiful. I cared for it. I planted it. I helped it grow. I helped it come out. I helped it grow. And that acts as an antidote to your low self-esteem. Your self-esteem becomes more. Your self-confidence becomes more. You start believing in yourself more and more. So do something that you are good at, says this image in front of you. And this is very true. When you do it, your self-esteem grows. And you can see in the image that I've shared with you here, there is a general probably who is standing in front of the mirror, and he says, he is actually thinking, I must admit, I do look good in stripes. Now, whatever makes you feel good about yourself, that's why I put this image here. Whatever makes you feel good about yourself is going to increase your self-esteem. And this is what I've been discussing with you right now. Try doing it. Try doing it today. Whatever activity you're interested in, try doing that. And then enjoy the results and tell me how you enjoyed it. So I'm going to discuss something very important and interesting now. And that is thinking too much about yourself. When you start thinking too much about yourself, everything in the world seems to be coming towards you, whether it be positive or negative. And negative things, somehow, this is human psychology, they are more enlarged to you. And you start feeling that everything negative is coming my way. And when that happens, of course, that is going to lower your self-esteem. So you should not be thinking about yourself only. Well, one way to do it, stop doing it, is what we have been discussing, like indulge in something that you enjoy, in some task that you enjoy doing, and that gives you more satisfaction, that gives you more happiness. One way of doing stop thinking about yourself is that, and that will, when it gives you satisfaction and happiness, that will then heighten your self-esteem as well, as we have already been discussing. Another way of doing it is you start thinking positive about life, about your surroundings. Start looking at them as well, not yourself only. If you are here in life, you are here to make a difference. You have been sent to this world to make it much better than it is now. So you have to make a difference. Start thinking about the world as well, not about only yourself. When you start thinking about the world, about making this world a better place to live in and how to make a difference, then you stop thinking about yourself only. You stop being self-focused only. And when that starts happening, you start getting self-confident. You start getting more and more self-confident and a better person. And because you become a better and positive person, that's why you become a more valuable and worthy person to your surroundings as well. Oh, I have put in an image here, and there is a cartoon boss who's sitting in his chair, in his chair on his table, and there are two subordinates standing by the table on both sides, and one subordinate he addresses him, and he says that finally the Senate has passed a no confidence vote, and he says, against me? All of a sudden he says, against me? This is his abrupt and sudden reaction, a reflex reaction, because he's only thinking about himself. And the other person standing on the other side of the table says, against the soprano's finale. Now, soprano is, I think all of you know, a boy of say 12-13 years of age. If he's singing, his singing voice is called a soprano voice, because that doesn't sound to be a male voice, that sounds to be a female voice at that age, and that is called a soprano voice. So there was probably going to be a soprano finale. A competition was on, and the Senate has passed finally a vote of no confidence against it. And the boss says, against me? Abruptly. He doesn't listen to the full statement. He doesn't listen to what the man has to tell him. He just abruptly says, against me, they've done it against me. So that speaks of his low self-esteem, and that speaks of his thinking about himself all the time. He is so self-centered, and that's why he has a low self-esteem. So the message is, you should stop thinking about yourself all the time. You should start thinking about how to make this world a better place, how to contribute towards the society, and that will help you heighten your self-esteem and boost your self-confidence. I will be talking about a very important life skill now, and that important life skill is getting relaxed when you want to get relaxed, like switching on a button in your mind that makes you relaxed. Well, this is a very important life skill. If people have it, it really helps a lot. Try to adapt it, or try to give birth to it inside you, so that you, whenever you want to relax, you are able to. Like, you don't want to think about the world at the moment. You don't want to get anxious about things at the moment. You just want to relax. Now, there can be many ways of relaxing. Some people might exercise and they might relax that way. Some people might indulge in yoga and meditation. They might relax that way. Some people might like to go out, maybe for a walk, for a stroll, or might like to go out to a hilly area, a beautiful, naturally beautiful place, and they would be relaxed, or they will throw away all their anxieties. So there are different ways of relaxing yourself, and different people have their different ways. Some people might like to take coffee and relax, and some people might like to eat something, even some particular thing, and that will relax them. So it just depends, varies from person to person, and different people might have different ways of relaxing themselves, of exercising this basic and very nice, very effective life skill. Whenever they want to relax, they can relax. So they can go into that relaxation mode. That is very important. Just relax yourself. Don't think about anything negative. Don't indulge in the tensions of this world. Leave them aside. Give yourself some time. Seclude yourself from the worries of this world. Don't be scared. Don't be fearful of what is coming up. Just relax yourself. Let yourself relax. You can self-hypnotize yourself as well. You can meditate. You can exercise. You can do yoga. You can read something. Probably a novel. Probably some poetry. You can listen to music. You can do anything that relaxes you. Just relax. Get relaxed. And when you are totally relaxed, what happens? You start to think about all the good things that have happened in your life. And that gives you a very nice, satisfying feeling. That makes you tranquil. And when that happens, you become happy. You become satisfied. You become a positive person. Your self-esteem, self-respect is heightened. And that leads to boosting your self-confidence. So much so, I think it's enough for today. Whatever we have talked about boosting your self-confidence. I've taken quite a lot of your time. So if you liked it, please like it also. Share it also. Subscribe to my channel. Click the bell icon so that all the upcoming updates and of course the next videos reach you as soon as possible. And of course, I told you in the beginning of this this part 10 of the workshop that I'm going to upload 2 more parts, and then a question answer session is also there, and I will be live streaming also. So do remember that. For that, do subscribe. Thank you very much. Take care of yourselves. Stay happy. Cheers. Hello everyone. Hope you're all fine, doing great, enjoying your time, enjoying life, and tackling it well as things come your way, because we all have to tackle life and we all have to deal with the ups and downs in it. So that is normal. It's only that we need to be strong and we need to go on with whatever comes our way, and we need to get the best out of it. And our workshop, Boosting Self-Confidence, is also connected with it, and it will give us some food for thought about how to manage life well, how to manage ourselves well, so that we can manage our life well then. So this is the 11th part of the Boosting Self-Confidence workshop. I welcome you all and thank you very much for your support, for your liking and for subscribing to it. So all those who have still not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel, Live Themes with Faria Habib, and click the bell icon so that all the next workshops also, upcoming videos, everything, it reaches you first. So it's very important. Do subscribe, do click the bell icon please, and we will go on with the workshop. You can see an image here that I've incorporated, and in the image a doctor is seen standing on a pedestal, doctor working in a hospital probably, and he's standing on a pedestal and he has his head high. He's really happy, seems to be very proud, and the caption is, "It helps doctors' morale. Each one gets to put themselves up on a pedestal for a day. So, these small things, these are probably paramedical staff who are discussing this. All the doctors, they get a chance to stand on the pedestal for a day. And when it actually happens, these small things, these small accomplishments, these small appreciations that you get, they help you a lot in boosting your self-confidence, in boosting your morale. It is very important, very, very important that you get a chance to boost your morale that way. And it helps you a lot, tremendously, believe me. So this is a therapy of the